Hey everybody, how's it going? Hope you're having a lovely day. Welcome to today's episode of How You're Getting Fucked If You Live in the EU. I'm your host, Louis Rossman. Today I wanted to talk about the EU's approach to right to repair and how it seems to be as cooked as the American approach to right to repair. One of the problems with right to repair in the United States is that the laws will say something along the lines of make the same things available to you, the independent technicians and the owners of the device that you make available to your authorized service technicians. And the problem here is, as I've gone over on my channel for over 10 years, the authorized technicians get access to nothing. That's why nobody wants to use them. That's why people don't want to go to the Genius Bar for their repairs, because they don't want to pay $900 to $1,500 for something that we could do for $200 to $400. And the reason that we're able to do the repairs cheaper is because instead of replacing everything, we replace just the part that needs to be fixed. Instead of replacing the entire motherboard, we would just fix the component on your board that was broken. Instead of replacing your entire screen assembly, we would just replace the cracked LCD cell that is in the front. And this is something that I'm noticing when a viewer directed me to the directives in the EU and also to a Bosch spare parts website where you could buy parts for your washing machine. And I want to ask if any of you in the EU are noticing a pattern as I go through this that I notice very often when I look at right to repair in America. So it says here that for availability of spare parts, manufacturers, importers, or authorized representatives of household washing machines and household washer dryers shall make available to professional repairers at the very least the following spare parts for a minimum of 10 years. And one of them is the washing drum spider, and related ball bearings, separately or bundled. Keep in mind what it says in the parentheses, separately or bundled, because this is very important. Now, the washing machine drum, for those of you who are not aware, that's the thing that's going to hold all your clothes, that does the spinning, that is essentially the most expensive and most important part of the washing machine, the part that you put all your stuff into. Now, the way that they make washers and dryers nowadays is instead of having it where the bearings are easy to replace, that's the stuff that allows it to spin, that is usually built into an assembly. So when those bearings go bad and it doesn't spin properly anymore or it gets stuck, you are now stuck replacing the entire drum, which very often costs as much as the actual dryer itself. Now, it's possible that I've gotten something here just a little bit wrong because I'm not an appliance repairman, so please do correct me in the comments down below if I have gotten that wrong or how that works. But I really want to focus on here is the primary point. Let's take a look at the parts that Bosch makes available for one of their washing machines. This is the WGG24400GB. Now, if you take a look at the parts that they make available on their website, you're going to find something that looks like this. You've got the washing machine drive coupling for about $9. You have the washing nets and laundry bags for about $18. And then you have the tub, which is $447. Now, let's take a look at what it costs to buy a new one of that particular washing machine. If you take a look online, you could buy something like that for $499. 499 pounds, euros, something. You get the point. Okay, $499 to euros. All right, so you could buy another one of those washing machines for about 585 euros, or you could buy the one part that you need by itself for 447, because they don't sell the bearing separately. And they don't have to sell the bearing separately because when I look at the rules document, it says that it could be sold separately or bundled. Now, let's say you're a washing machine technician. How many people are going to pay you 550 euros to fix something when they could have it delivered to their house for 40 more euros and have a completely new part? It makes absolutely no sense. And it's one of these things where it isn't just American manufacturers and companies pushing this, it's happening all over the world. And the laws that are in place right now, while I think I like to see things getting pushed in the right direction, great. It's kind of like what I'm talking about with Apple. Like, yay, I get access to a $500 screen to a $600 laptop. I'm so happy. This is why my company does data recovery for a living now. I mean, I'm phasing out MacBook repair entirely because it's just in fixing things entirely because it doesn't make economically viable sense. If I want my employees to actually be able to afford to live by themselves and afford to have a car, afford to live a normal life, you can't do that off of dealing with these types of ecosystems. And you'll hear people that will say in comments, well, these repair people are just complaining because they want to make as much money as possible and rip you off. And it's like, no, they want to buy the bearings for $20, charge you $100 to replace that, and save you hundreds of dollars off of buying a new washing machine. They don't want to be in a place where just to make 50 or $100, they have to charge you 90 to 95% the cost of the fucking device new. I don't see this being addressed, and if it isn't addressed, I don't know, like, what do you do? Electronics repairs segueing into data recovery is one thing. Washing machine repairs segueing into, like, what do you segue into at that point? I think you're going to see a lot of people that do this for a living realize that it's not worth it to do it for a living if they haven't already realized it's not worth it to do that for a living, because the companies do not seem at all interested in complying with this law in good faith. And honestly, the way, I shouldn't even say that's not even fair, because the way that the law is written, this is complying in good faith. Separately or bundled. Enjoy your spare part. It's $447. I wouldn't fix my washing machine if that was the case. I'm a right to repair proponent, but I'm not a demand to repair. Why should I do all the work of ripping my washing machine apart when it's going to cost me almost the same amount of money just to get another one? I like fixing things not because I love repair. I like fixing things when I'm either helping somebody out, or I'm saving money, or it's financially viable, or I'm doing something that's fun. And for me, fixing a washing machine is absolutely in no way, shape, or form fun. If I had the choice of paying 447 euros to buy the part or 590 euros to buy the entire fucking thing new, I would probably buy the entire fucking thing new. And I think they know that when they manufacture shit like this. And lastly, before I end the video, if you are somebody that does appliance repair in Europe, what do you think of these initiatives? And do you roll your eyes the same way that I do when you see that this is the spare parts page? The only available part in that section of the diagram is a complete tub and drum assembly. The tub is sealed. Something to think about. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. That's it for today, and as always, I hope you learned something. I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.